The end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. I'm so excited today to announce my new TEASRA, the Innovation Channel Collaborator, Polek and Polek. And I know if you're in the BTA channel or if you're a dealer in the document imaging industry, probably anywhere in the world, everybody knows Chris Polek. He wins award after award. He's one of the best places to do business with. He's just one of those really, really nice guys that has a business. And folks, this is amazing in its own right. But Polek and Polek is almost a 50-year-old business. You know, Chris's dad started this business in 1974. Chris has been at the helm since 1999, I believe. But what an amazing story, an amazing guy. And Chris, I couldn't be more honored to have you on my platform because obviously we have to have solutions as the industry consolidates around the A3 compatible toner. And I'm ecstatic that you decided to be part of the group. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Thank you for all those nice compliments, Ray. It's a pleasure to be here, and we're doing okay. We got hit with a bit of a big snowstorm here yesterday, so we have a little bit over 2 feet of snow. So we'll be digging out the rest of it this morning here, and be on our way in the afternoon.
Well, when it snows in New Jersey, you're pretty much prepared for it. When it snows like in Dallas or some of the Atlanta one year we had, it's just a nightmare. But Chris, I was doing some research on your business. I've known you for a really long time, but your dad started this thing in 1974. You've been providing a service to the dealer community for almost 50 years. And, the question is, as the industry consolidates, and we know it's going to consolidate. I mean, we're all trying to guess. I've done some end of the days with Rays on some of that. But as these manufacturers become less, well, they're going to become less important to the dealers because, one, they might be consolidated or even go away. And they need to have a provider like yourself to give them the toner and supplies that they need. So real quick, I just wanted to know, what manufacturers do you provide A3 compatible toner for, and who are the best manufacturers that, in other words, you just knock it out of the park maybe with one over the other one?
Well, we carry them for quite a bit. However, in a lot of the A3 and A4 copier manufacturers here, we really do a terrific job in the Rico, TEASRA, Sharp area. Those are very strong brands for us, and we also carry a lot of the other ones that that dealers are using out there too, like the Konica Minoltas and the HPs and also the Toshibas.
Well, I remember when I was in the dealer business. Seems like a long time ago now, but we used Polek and Polek toner for all of our school districts, and we were putting 60s, 80, 90 page a minute machines out in those school districts back in the heyday when school districts were running tons of volume. And we were saving. I mean, it was an easy 40 to 45% against the OEM toner. And a lot of people would say, well, Ray, you can't be doing that because if you do that, you're not going to get your rebates and all this kind of nonsense. So my question is, I've been out of the space for a while in the dealer perspective, but are they still using the rebate excuse, not to engage with compatible toner, or is it a little bit easier to get the dealers to understand that they're probably going to save more money in the damn supplies than they might be getting on a rebate?
Well, it's an interesting thing. All manufacturers will have their some rebate plans that the dealers can commit to them to work with. However, there are some points, even with the rebates involved here, that they still have problems competing out in the market. Because there are other direct manufacturers out there. Used to be a lot more prevalent with direct manufacturers, and in some cases, even dealers were competing against the manufacturer that was the same one that they were selling. That was a little frustrating. However, that's toned down a little bit, not as bad as before. But you can always have a Sharp dealer, for instance, going against Canon Direct, and it really comes down to the cost of things. And those particular areas, that's where having an alternative like Polek and Polek can help you compete and possibly win that business as opposed to walking away from it. And we've seen sometimes when they try and even work a few special deals just to get in and get that business, it ends up that the business is very unprofitable or just barely making money, and it's really more of a strain on the dealership than it is a help to them.
Well, it just seems to me you brought up a great point. If I'm competing for a bid, especially like a government bid, and I have my manufacturer who's also in my neighborhood direct going after that same bid opportunity. Obviously, they're putting their own toner in the account, so I'm going to naturally be more money and supplies right off the bat. So if I find myself in that situation, I can reach out to Polek and Polek, and you guys can kind of help us through that bid process. If the bid's for like a 5-year deal, will you help secure some of the costs for the whole term, so I don't just get a one-time shot and then I have to be on my own again, or how does that work?
Yeah, usually we can take that and discuss some of these special situations to see if there's going to be a long-term commitment that we can work with that. Sometimes even get involved with our manufacturers to really work with us to get the best aspect of all of our programs, how we can work with you. If dealers haven't done this already, you should consider joining a group like the IBPI, where we're an authorized vendor for. It's a great organization that has great programs with many different vendors in the industry. And with a one-time $500 investment, you get access to having some of the best programs and being able to work out some of the better special deals with us in situations like this. And you can't beat it for the one-time $500 investment. Any dealer that decided to join there and couldn't earn back that $500 in the first year here, I would subsidize that, because there's no way that you can't do it.
You heard him, guarantee. What is it? Guarantee your money back. Chris, the IBPI has been around a long time. They do some great things. I was part of them when I was a dealer. So, it's I'm glad you brought that up. But, as we watch this industry consolidate, we're going to see bigger dealers gobble up smaller dealers. We're probably going to see bigger dealers putting pressure on the manufacturers to even cancel some of these smaller dealers. I mean, we remember the days at Rico. When Rico bought Lanier and they were rolling up Gestetner and doing all these crazy things, they went on a warpath one time and canceled quite a few dealerships around the country. And I'm sure, as we consolidate some of these things, are probably going to happen again. And I wanted to make sure that our friends out there knew there was a resource to get compatible A3 toner, A4 toner. You do a great job. You've been doing it for almost 5 decades. So I think that speaks to itself. Otherwise you wouldn't still be in business. But tell us a little bit about what you think. What you see in the space regarding the A3 manufacturers. I mean, you're in the space every day. What do you think we're in store for, if you will?
Well, it's going to be interesting. I mean, you're already seeing this business environment change here. Just because of the whole COVID-19 situation. However, before COVID-19, actually in October, the signs were already showing that as an economy, we were going into a recession. And the COVID-19 thing here just really fast forwarded it and kind of really threw people for a loop. And I would kind of look at it that there are a lot of us that went back through the recession in 2008, 2009. Really not much different when you think about it, of how you've got to work and approach your business. So everybody's looking to control costs, where they can increase profitability in their organizations, because sales are going to be down. And actually, if any dealers want any help here, we've got an email address, recession@polek.com. If you want to email us at that address here, we'll send you a report on 10 ways to help recession-proof your business.
Awesome.
But going back then, compatible toners were part of a plan to help dealerships get back to profitabilities. Their sales were down. They had difficulty meeting these target levels on their programs here, so they weren't going to get those rebates here. We were able to work with dealers and show them how working with Polek and Polek and buying our products, that we could help you make up for those lost rebates. And I'd encourage any dealer that spend time with us, that we could schedule time to talk with you. Whether you do business with Polek and Polek or not, we're not the only company that can help you with it. But the time would be well spent that we could show you some ideas to think about of how you could help improve your business using compatible toners.
Well,
and our value comes in that we can help guide you through that process because we've helped so many other dealers do it. Change is hard for these dealers if your only experience has been using OEM toner here, and whether it's a change like this or any big change in your business here, you notice how that whenever a big change is on the horizon, that our minds immediately go to how it's not going to work or what the worst case scenario is, and we're just wired for it that way. So it's nothing that you should be worried about. You need to expect that here. We can help guide you through that so that people were comfortable with it. I always like to explain it that when you work with Polek and Polek, we help dealers get over their fears of using compatible toner, just like people may have a fear of going to the dentist.
Well, I would tell them this: there's a bigger fear of a constricting marketplace, and you got to control your costs. And there's been no better time in the history of our channel to really look at ways you can control costs so you can diversify. I mean, we have to diversify to grow our business, and in order to diversify, we need capital to do it, and we got to stop. I hate to say it like this, Chris, but dealers really have to be more loyal to their business than they are to a manufacturer, especially in consolidating times. I mean, you need to be, cordial to your manufacturers, and you need to trust your manufacturers and all those things that you do with partners. But at the end of the day, the dealer has to protect their business. And
I agree. When it's a situation like this, and when it's been in a recession here, it's about survival.
Yeah.
So you do have to think about what you're doing for your business first to keep it profitable and make sure that it survives through this.
Well, I think
those are the type of things that you have to do. I mean, this will eventually end, and we'll get past it. And these are the types of things that you need to do to get past that difficult period. And once you get past it, a lot of dealers find out what were the best things about those changes that are important for them to keep and keep using forward.
Well, I'm going to give everybody something to think about. When a manufacturer buys up another manufacturer or they take one out completely, guess where they get their toner? It's compatible. They're not buying OEM toner for the machines of the base they just took over. So it's always amazing to me that the manufacturers always preach against compatible toners until they need to use them in their base that's not their OEM product. So they've been working for 50 years, and it's a great story of your business, Chris. I look forward to having you on again. I look forward to seeing you in person. We'll be at a BTA meeting not too long from now, I'm sure. So Chris, is there anything you want to add before we end this?
No, I just want to say thank you for having me on, and as I said to all the dealers out there, feel free to come and have us visit with you. We'll tell you if there are things here that we have the right fit. But I promise you, when you meet with us here, you'll learn some new ways that you can look at your business to help get through these difficult times, whether you do business with us or not. And the other thing, as I said too, if you haven't done so already, consider joining IBPI as a group so that you can get all the advantages that you can use of resources of companies like Polek and Polek and many others throughout the industry that can help your businesses be more profitable through these challenging times.
Because, Chris, we all know this: status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo. We'll see y'all tomorrow.